People go. Exodus 5 verse 1. The Canadian and United States North American Helsinki Final Act for Canadians whom legally pursue Canada, the 51st state. Kusnafa. Introduction.
Canadian North Americans whom registered with 2025 Elections Canada Party registration forms for Canada, the 51st state, and can demonstrate a minimum 75% passing grade in an American Constitutional Knowledge Test, American Civics and Naturalization Test will be able to freely enter, live, and work in the United States through a granting of a visa or green card. This act, signed in 2025, acknowledges the pre-existing rights of the Canadian, would be made American peoples to cross the U.S.-Canada border freely.
Article 1. Canadians who seek to make Canada the 51st state through Elections Canada Party registration membership forms, but were denied Article 103 of the United Nations Charter in breach of the Helsinki 1975 Final Act by the Canadian federal and provincial governments, qualify under this Act of the Congress of the United States, passed by Senate and ratified by the President of the United States. Article 2. It is understood Canadians whom apply for the Exodus 5 verse 1, known as Kusnafa, Canada-USA North American Helsinki Final Act, will require birth certificates, passports, and all relevant documentation for visa path registration in the United States. Article 3. Basket 3 and Canadians whom naturalize through the Exodus 5 verse 1 pathway will establish the Helsinki Canada-USA Human Rights Group civil society and dedicate their lives to seeing Canada reach the following 3 human rights and fundamental freedoms doctrines. Family reunification, freedom of movement and trade, aimed at dissolving the international boundary separating Canada and the USA via Canada, the 51st state. Allowing for citizen lead groups to teach civics to the Canadians trapped under the electoral autocracy of the constitutional monarchy. Ending monopoly of force, monopoly of crown, and monopoly of finance by education and citizen lead initiatives. Promoting cultural and educational exchanges between Americans and Canadians on the dangers of socialism and fascism inside constitutional monarchies and the use of Lord's temporal and Lord's spiritual to corrupt the word God and its American legal significance. Impact on human rights are important for the dissidents of the Canadian constitutional monarchy yet to come. Advocacy and monitoring programs must continue on an ongoing basis by the Canadian dissidents who pursue American citizenship in order to highlight the non-compliant monarchical regimes in Canada who will continue in gross human rights violations not readily seen by born Americans in a functioning democratic society.